Hello, grade 10, Mr. G here. Now we're going to do another question, still on the arrangement of atoms, etc. Okay, now this question said, draw the orbital box diagram for neutral atoms of oxygen, aluminum, and sulfur. Alright, so here's the periodic table. We need to use the periodic table of the element. That is a little bit too small. There is much better. Right? So we need to use the periodic table of the element in order for us to answer this question. Now, what is the orbital box? What are we talking about here when we have the orbital box? Now, in the orbital box, we're going to work with the energy level and the electron configuration of the atoms. Okay, remember that orbital box will start with energy level 1 and 1 orbital s. There you will have one circle or square. You will have two energy level 2, and energy level 2 will have one orbital s, and that is another circle. Orbital energy level 2 will have a orbital p, and that will have 3 circles. Okay, remember, 3 circles. Then we go to energy level 3, that will have one s, and will have one circle. We'll have energy level 3 will have also one p, and that will be 3 circles. And then we go to energy level 4, and energy level 4 will have one orbital s. And up until there is what we have to learn. This is what we call the orbital box diagram. Okay, that is the orbital box diagram. Now the electrons will be represented inside those circles with arrows. For example, this will represent electrons. This represents electrons. Sorry there. Electrons, okay? Those arrows represent electrons. Remember, in each box you can only have minimum 1 and maximum 2. You cannot have more than 2 electrons per boxes, okay? And you always have to complete the entire orbital before you go to the next one. So let's see the example, okay? The question said for starting with oxygen, a neutral. Now, let's also have a look at neutral. What neutrals mean? Means that the number of electrons is equal to the number of protons. In the periodic table, you know the number of protons. If it's neutral, that means that it will have the same number of electrons. For example, oxygen, which is the first one, oxygen is here. This is oxygen. I'm telling you that oxygen has 8 protons, and because it's neutral, it will also have 8 electrons, right? So, for oxygen, which is the first one, right? Oxygen. The first thing we need to know is how many electrons does oxygen has. Oxygen will have 8 electrons in a neutral atom. We'll have 8 electrons, and the symbol is O. So let's start with oxygen. We have to place 8 electrons. So we have one S with one circle, and we're going to draw there 2 electrons. 1 and 2 electrons. We're going to energy level 2. So now energy level 2 will have S, another circle. We draw there another 2 electrons. 3 and 4. Remember, we have a total of 8 electrons minus 4. We still have 4 electrons left. So it's 2p now. It is a 2p. We have 3 circles. 1, 2, and 3 circles. And in each circle, you can draw up to 2 electrons. So what we're going to do in this case, we have 4. We still have 4 left. So we set 1, 2, 3. Then we go on back and we say 4. So this is the box diagram for oxygen. Right? Let's go to the next one. The next one is going to be aluminum. Now, aluminum is here. Aluminum is here. We have 13 protons and because it's neutral, remember here they're telling you that the atoms are neutral, it's going to be also 13 electrons. So we have in aluminum, remember the symbol for aluminum is Al, and aluminum will have 13 electrons. So let's draw the whole boxes and then let's start to complete. Maybe it is easier that way. So let's say 1s, we have one circle, 2s is another circle, 2p is 3 circles, 3s is one circle, 3p is 3, 1, 2, and 3, and 4s is 1. We have to draw the up to 13 electrons. So we're starting with 1s and is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. This is the diagram for aluminum. Okay, Aufbau diagram or orbital box diagram for aluminum. That's aluminum is a neutral atom of aluminum. Okay, let's go to the last one, which is it is going to be sulfur. So oxygen, let's go to do it for sulfur. Okay, now for sulfur, it is there. Sulfur is here. We have now 16 protons and therefore 16 neutrons for sulfur. So let's go to sulfur. Sulfur, the symbol is capital S. So let's do all the boxes first, as we did before with aluminum. It's easier. So it's 1s, one circle, is 2s, is another circle, is a 2p, is 3 circles, 3s, 3p, and then 4s. Here we are. And then we're going to know how many electrons we said we have. We have 16 electrons for sulfur. It is sulfur. There is sulfur, okay? It's a 16 electrons. So we have to represent here in this 16 electrons. Let's represent the electrons. Let's start counting. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. This is the diagram for sulfur. Okay, it's also called Aufbau diagram. Thank you. This video was quite short, easy to understand the box diagrams. I hope you understand. Thank you. Next time we'll do another question also regarding the electronegativity, electroconfiguration of atoms. Thank you very much.